Hey guys, it is Barbie Kalev. So I am just going to keep talking for about a minute until I start seeing that you guys can see me. Once I see, I was gonna warn you about this puppy. We've got some workers here. Mimi. Okay. Yay, someone joined. Okay, awesome. So we're just gonna get started in 1 minute. I'm gonna grab this little dog for a second. Awesome. Yes. I'm so excited to be doing this call with you guys. So we're just going to wait 30 more seconds and we're going to get rocking and rolling. Hey, Julie. Hey, everyone. Hi. Just keep sending me little thumbs and hearts because that is going to pump me up. All right, guys. So go grab, and I'm totally serious, go grab pen and paper. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's freaking rock and roll, peoples. Okay. This is super emotional with all these little hearts and stuff. All right, so we're so excited on behalf of the girls and myself, the Superstar Diamond girls, Becky, Kristina, Saudi, and Danielle. Hey, Julie, to be doing this call for you guys. We're just amazingly excited. All right, so let's get started. So I posted a little bit about my story and we're gonna jump right into the meat of this call. So I wanted this call specifically to be about mentorship and leadership. When I decided to go for 15 star, and look what I just said, I decided to go for 15 star, I had to make a decision to actually do this, okay? So the reason that I'm saying is that even though it is a huge team effort and it requires a team effort, it all came back to the decision that I made to pursue it. Okay, so what I did the past 2 weeks was look back and reconstruct what was the process that got me and us to be able to achieve this goal. So what I want you guys to do is to think about your next big goal, or that goal that may be eluding you, or that you are striving for. What is that one goal? Because I believe that the process is the same, whether you're going for 15 star, whether you're going for 2 star, whether you're going for 5 star. So what I'm going to do is share the different components of the process. So again, I said that I wanted this to be a call on mentorship. And so for me, first of all, there are no secret ingredients, right? There is no secret. But I can tell you that for me, the missing ingredient was mentorship, like how to mentor people one-on-one. And so originally I thought that I was going to do this call on exactly what is mentorship. But then I realized that there were all these other components that I needed to speak about that started with me. That's why I started using right? I needed to change. I needed a shift in my mindset. I needed to examine my limiting beliefs before we could go on to a goal that really involved the we, the us, the team. So that is what I'm sharing with you today. So, okay, let's take a few steps back. I don't remember at what point in my coaching career I achieved 11-star diamond status, but I was pretty comfortable there. And guess what happened? I went back to 7-star diamond coach, and that was such a blow to my ego. So one of my best friends, actually, Julie, she's on this call, and I actually met her for lunch. When was it? 1.5 years ago. And I was just kind of devastated, really. I mean, my ego was so hurt. I was sitting at 7 stars thinking like, oh my God, my business is crumbling. What am I going to do? And, you know, I went from 11 to 7 star, and I just spent a lot of time wallowing in self-pity until she said, Barbie, you have a solid business. Like, basically put your big girl panties on and your pants on or whatever, and, you know, just get to work. And so I did. But what I'm trying to say is that it felt like I was starting from the negative. You know, when you start the month off with negative Success Club points, right? it feels like you've got a mountain to climb. So that was my personal mountain. I felt like I had this huge mountain to climb. So I wanted to be 15 star, but I was starting from the negative, and it wasn't success points. It was actually diamonds that were negative, you know, that just didn't exist anymore, that had disappeared. And so I wasted a good 2 years wallowing in self-pity instead of freaking getting to work. So every year I set goals, and for 2 years I had put on my vision board one of my business goals as I am a 15-star diamond coach by December 31st, 2014, December 31st, 2015. And year after year, it seemed like I put it on the board, but I was flip-floppy about it. I didn't make it happen because I didn't actually make a decision that it was going to happen. Why? Because I think I know that I was struggling with some limiting beliefs. Number one, I was still in that pity party, right? Number two was that I believed that I couldn't have a family life and achieve this big goal. So those were two things that were really, really holding me back. And then finally, I actually made a decision. What was it that happened? Like, I made a decision and I made a declaration that I am a 15-star diamond coach by December 31st, 2015. It was a declaration. It was a decision. There was no more flip-flopping that I'm going to do this, that I'm going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Like, shut up, Barbie. Just freaking get it done. And so the day that I made a decision, everything changed. I got flippin' serious. And gosh, just make a decision, guys. Make a decision. If you want to be a 2-star diamond coach or a 5-star diamond coach, don't say, yeah, I'm going to be 5-star. When? You got to put a date to it. You have to declare it. I am a 5-star diamond coach by December 31st, 2016. Declare it, name it. You've heard of SMART goals. And I think that probably a good 80 to 90% of the people on this call are probably like, I know what SMART goals are, right? They have to be specific. They have to be measurable. They have to be attainable. They have to be rewarding. And I think some people might say that it's realistic, but to me, it has to be rewarding, and there has to be a timeline. But just because, this is where I'm going to lay the smackdown on you guys, is that just because you know what SMART goals are, doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing them or that you've actually committed to your commitment. Like, for me, it was a declaration, and I was going to do it no matter what. And I want to focus just for a second on the R. So SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, rewarding, and timeline. So rewarding, what's going to be in it for you if you become a 5-star diamond coach, if you become a 10-star diamond coach, a 2-star diamond coach, a 15-star diamond coach? So I think one of the problems for me was that I was so flip-floppy about why I wanted to achieve this goal. I'm going to be completely honest from beginning to end of this call. I was flippin' tired of everybody else who had come before me who was becoming a 15-star diamond coach, and that I wasn't. Like, I noticed that on the national wake-up calls, more and more, there would be 15-star diamond coaches on the call, coaches who had become coaches before me. I've been a coach for almost 9 years. It's going to be 9 years in September. And frankly, I got freaking sick of it. I got sick of not having a high standard. I wanted this for our team, right? Hey, Danielle, she said that did it for her too. Okay. So yes, I wanted that for the team. I wanted to say that we're a 15-star diamond team, but really, frankly, honestly, it was me feeling like, you know what? Like, I don't want people feeling sorry for me that I'm not 11, like that I'm not a 15-star diamond coach. Not that anyone's feeling sorry for me, but I remember, I'll share something with you, and I won't say who it was, but I remember a certain coach who was 15-star making a comment in this meeting, and she said, you know, someone like Barbie, who I really, really respect, you know, I think that they, like these coaches who are not 15-star should be allowed to, you know, add up their business centers to say that they have, you know, 20, 30, 40, whatever accumulated diamonds. And I was just like, wait a second, no, I don't want anyone to make any kind of allowances for me so that I could feel better. So I decided that that was enough and that I was gonna freaking go for it, and I did. So I challenge you on this call today to declare your goal and to stick to it and to set a dateline, write it everywhere. Like I heard my husband telling someone, telling the folks at my retreat that he would see that he doesn't understand like 10-star, 12-star, 15-star, right? I'm just his wife. And he's like, what is that on the board? I am a 15-star diamond coach by this date. And guess what? My dates changed. Even though I said that I was going to be a 15-star diamond coach by December, it didn't actually happen when I wanted it to, but that's okay. Guess what? When successful people encounter roadblocks, they raise their standards, they move their dates, they rise to the occasion. What do losers do and whiners do? They give up on their goals. They blame other people. And this might be you, because this is a lot of coaches. And guess what? It was me too. So I want to share with you 2 books that changed my life, okay? And changed my life last year, and that allowed this goal to be possible. So I had set the declaration that I was going to be a 15-star diamond coach, right? Well, I was looking at the coaches that I had on the team. Hey, Mimi, I have my little puppy here. I had the coaches that I had on the team, and they really weren't rising to the occasion. They really weren't performing the way that I wanted them to. And so I was doing what many, many coaches do, which is blame. I was blaming my coaches. I was saying, you know, my coaches are lazy and, you know, no one wants to work. And one day I got on the phone with Rosa Friesen, who is one of my PS coaches, and she's actually number 7 right now in the top 10. And I realized I was doing something. Here I was as a 2 times top 10, top coach, making over 7 figures a year, doing great, amazing. Here I was giving her advice on how to be top 10, but I realized that I knew what to do. I knew the steps that it took to be super successful, to help produce diamonds, to help my team be successful, and yet I wasn't living it. So I was actually being hypocritical. Now I'm going to come back and right now on what I just said, and put a little caveat in there, because I know the sacrifice that it takes to be top 10, right? Or to be top 20 or whatever it is. And I'm okay right now with the level at which I'm producing. But here's the problem, okay? Because I'm not saying that you have to be top 10 or that you want to have to be top 10. I'm saying that if you are dissatisfied with the results that you're producing, and if you look at your own behaviors and there's incongruency, then something has to change. And so here I was saying, I want to achieve these big things. I want to be a 15-star diamond coach. I want to produce more diamonds. But guess what? My actions weren't matching what I was saying. So that was like a big, smack across the head for myself, that I was being hypocritical and it was time to change. Nothing happens by coincidence, but by coincidence, I'll just say that one of my coaches and friends, Rochelle, she recommended a book to me by Brian Tracy called No Excuses. Brian Tracy, No Excuses. That book changed everything for me. So not only did I have that experience with Rosa, where I realized that I wasn't doing the things that I wanted my coaches to be doing, the book just put it into words that basically I was full of excuses. And he said, one of the lines that I remember the most is, successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do, even though the successful people don't like doing certain things either. there are things about coaching, you know, that are hard, you know, that are tedious. Hey, Julie. I love these little hearts. They just like, they don't distract me. Okay. Keep sending me love, because then that way I know when we're on to something. But anyway, so you guys are funny. So you know, there are so many things. There were so many days in this journey to 15 star that I didn't want to get up and do a call. Like one of the great, you guys are killing me with your little hearts, but there were so many times that I didn't want to do follow-ups. There were so many times, as much as I love you guys, the ones that I did Zoom calls, like I was doing a lot of Zoom calls back to back, and there were days that I did not want to show up. Like, look, I have my little Ricola right here. Like I lived on those because I'm loud, right? So I was loud, but on top of that, like I was just going and going, but I had work ethic. I probably, for the first time in my life, and I really mean this because I was telling my husband the other day, I'm like, babe, I never had to try in school. I never had to try in high school. Even when I got my PhD, I kind of did the minimum so that I can get the reward. And when it came to coaching, it was like that for me too. All these years, like, yes, I was very driven. Yes, I was very hardworking. But when it came to this 15-star diamond goal, I had to develop a work ethic that I've never had before. And I had to show up when I didn't feel like showing up. And that's what you have to do. You don't work just when you want to work or when you're motivated. I freaking dislike, I'm not going to say hate, but I dislike so much when people are like, I'm not motivated. I'm not freaking motivated half the time either. But I remember what it is that I want. I remember what it is that I don't want. And what I don't want is I'm not going to show up to Summit not being 15 star. I am going to show up at Summit being 15 star. If it freaking kills me. And it didn't kill me. It made me better. It made me stronger. So, there was also a video by Brigitte Linford, and honestly, it doesn't even matter what the video is. I think it's like how to earn 6 figures or something like that, but it doesn't matter. What she said though, and the reason that it doesn't matter is because a video that touched me and that gave me a little aha moment might not be the video that touches you, that gives you your little aha moment. And this is so important to realize that personal development is something that we do every day, all year long, every day. I mean, it's just part of our lives because we're going to get a little something from something that someone said that is going to like permeate our brain and then it's going to wake us up and keep us going. So it's not, you know, people ask like, what is that one book? There isn't one book. Like, yes, it was Brian Tracy's No Excuses book, but it wasn't just that. This whole goal thing, this whole success thing pursued, you know, it's not just about 5-star or 10-star or 15-star. I forgot where I was going with that point. Oh, I was going to say, you know, we can't package it. We can't just say, we try to package it like we're trying to do on this call. And we try to say, you know, if you do A, B, and C, but it's so much more complicated than that. There are so many components. And so listening to Brigitte's call for me was crucial because she said you have to, which is really funny because I live with whatever it takes, right? But she said you have to be willing to do whatever it takes. Stop asking, how many coaches do I need to get to diamond, you know? Or how many coaches do I need to talk to? How many prospects do I need to talk to before I can get to Success Club? She's like, you talk to as many as it takes for you to get to Success Club 5, to get to Success Club 10, to get to Diamond. And that again was like another, you know, slap in the face for me that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being like those whiny coaches that keeps asking, how many coaches do I need to recruit in order to get back to 11 star so that I can get back to 15 star. You just, right, Giovanna, you said just keep going, don't stop. So you do whatever it takes. And that's exactly what I decided to do. So what shifted from this video and from the book, babe, hold on, there's a guy, babe, call the front desk. I couldn't pick up the phone. There's someone downstairs, babe. Call the front desk. it's, you know, it's just life, right? Life happens. Okay. We've got a guy coming to fix the washer and dryer. Okay. Oh, okay. So back to the point is, that I know, right? Just life. So the point is that I took responsibility. And my point for you is that you have to take responsibility. So for those of you that are saying my coaches suck, and give me an amen if you're that type that says my coaches suck, okay? I want you to tell me that you say this, like own it. You tell me that you say your coaches suck. Do you actually say your coaches suck? Because I want to break it to you, right? Just be honest, just be truthful, okay? The reality is that your coaches don't suck. The reality is that you suck, okay? So Erin, I must share this with people on the call. So my coach, Erin, writes to me the other day, right? And she had a sponsor who joined another network marketing company, okay? And stole some of our downline and all this stuff, right? So my coach, Erin, writes to me the other day, and then she's like, Barbie, you know, I realized what my problem is. I realized that, you know, Sarah never taught me how to recruit. And I was like, wait, Sarah was a coach 5 years ago. I was like, girl, can I just tell you the truth for a second? And she's like, she's like, yeah, go ahead. And I was like, you need to accept responsibility. I'm like, leave Sarah alone. You've had 5 years to learn how to recruit. And it's not Sarah's job and it's not my job to teach you how to recruit. It's your job to teach yourself how to recruit. And you got to stop blaming this woman that left the business 5 years ago. Like, what the heck have you been doing all this time, right? So with me, you're only going to get the truth, right? So Erin was like, yeah, she said, call me out. Why don't you? Oh, you know, I love you, Erin. And the reason that I'm calling you out, because I'm actually not calling you out, is that we all do this. Like, we all freaking blame other people, right? So I really hope that you didn't take it as me calling you out, because I was doing the same thing. Like, I was saying that my coaches sucked, but I sucked. And so when I took responsibility, I asked different questions. What I started to ask was, how can I be better? Let me share something embarrassing with you, okay? These were statistics from, I think from October of last year. So I've been a coach for almost 9 years. So by around that time, I had been a coach for 8 years. I had sponsored something like 644 coaches, and over 400 and something coaches have canceled on me. That means that my failure rate is anywhere from 60 to 70%. So talk about sucking. Like, obviously I'm not doing something right, okay? But obviously I am doing something right? Because I'm, you know, I'm 15 star, or we're 15 star, I'm making, you know, X amount of money. Like, I'm successful, but all intents and purposes, I'm successful. My point is that my failure rate is super, super high. And so when I took responsibility, I stopped saying, okay, my coaches suck, I started asking, okay, what do I need to do to help them get started better? What do I need to do to help my coaches achieve Success Club? Because, oh, and there's another little confession. So last summit, I was asked to speak on getting coaches started right. And guess what I did? I said no. I said no, I can't. Doug called me and he invited me to speak on the topic. And I said, you know what? To be honest, like, I suck at it. And I think that I should, you know, I shouldn't be the one to present on that. Okay. And guess what I presented on Shakeology. That was like so boring. I don't tell anyone, but that was really kind of boring for me. And guess what? And we're going to talk about success partners in a minute. But guess what? Scotty was asked to present. Scotty Hobbs was asked to present. He's one of my success partners. He was asked to present on high performance coaches. And he was like, wait, I don't really have high performing coaches, but let me become one. Let me become the person that can create high performing coaches. And he freaking presented at Summit, even though he felt like when he was invited, he wasn't the person to do it. So talk about, and then that gives me goosebumps, because instead of shrinking, he grew and he stepped up and he became the person that he needed to so that he can present in front of thousands and thousands of people. And that like chokes me up, because that's one of my success partners. And so let's go ahead and go to that next point of finding your army, finding the people that are going to lift you up and not drag you down as success partners. And you're about to get another slapping right here, another smackdown. Okay, so in July, so right after Summit, I know this is Danielle's favorite topic, and I feel like honestly, Danielle, when I had this little part, I feel like this is your topic, right? I was like, I'm talking about Danielle's topic. But anyway, in my journey throughout Beachbody, I've had many success partners, right? Just at different stages of our lives. You know, in the beginning, I had a friend, Connie, who was my success partner. I had Jason Diebold, who was like a success partner. Julie Schulte, who's on this call, is still to this day, you know, just my confident, and like we are forever success partners. You're my BFF forever, girl. So she's been a success partner. Hillary Kelly has been a success partner. So throughout the years, I've had different success partners. Okay. So in July, right after Summit, Becky reached out to me and she said, Barbie, do you want to go for 15 star together? Like, I am looking for a success partner. And Becky has shared what she went through last year. Like, she went through like a down phase, and she really wanted to get her head back in the game and like just be excited about the business. So she asked me to partner up with her. Okay. And she was going to go for 15 star, and I accepted. Even though, guys, I was still at 7-star diamond, 7 or 8. I can't remember what I was at the time, but I was like 7 or 8-star diamond, and Becky was at 14. So Becky was going to go for it, but she only had like one more person to help to get to diamond. Okay. So while I knew that my journey was going to be much longer than hers, I had set my date for December 28th, 2016, and I can't remember when she actually hit the date. I don't know if you're on the call, Becky, but anyway, she hit it pretty soon afterwards. But we continued our journey of helping each other, doing weekly calls, and really keeping each other accountable. I needed these fresh ideas. I wanted to be partnered up with someone that was, that wanted to raise her standards, in the business. And so we were really, really, really the perfect match. Okay. That said, when she reached 15 star, which happened sometime in the fall or maybe in the summer, I knew that I still had a long way to go. And so while I absolutely loved working together and still love working together, we'd give each other tips on, you know, what's working for you? What's not working for you? How are you helping your coaches reach Success Club? Like, how does this incentive work for you? Or, you know, if we were having a pity party, because it happens to each of us, right? We'd lift each other up. So it's like, okay, I feel like shit today. What do I need to do to make things better? Okay, so that relationship has continued forever. That said, because I was still a 9-star diamond coach, I really wanted to have another accountability and success partner that was going for the same goal as myself. And so that's when I think it was at the leadership retreat in October that I approached Scotty Hobbs, who was a 9-star, and I said, dude, I'm freaking sick of not being a 15-star diamond coach. We're amazing. Let's freaking do it. Let's partner up. Let's show up to Summit together as 15-star diamond. And I have to say that it was Becky who said, girl, let's stand on stage together as 15-star diamond coaches. And I was like, you got it. We're going to do it. And so there was no way, ooh, I just hit the dog. I was like, there was no way, and it's not about being competitive. There was no way that Becky was going to be the only one standing on stage as a 15-star diamond coach with me not being up there with her, okay? But that said, I needed another partner because I just knew that I couldn't do it alone, or I didn't want to do it alone. I've done so much of my life alone that I really, really wanted to have someone to push with me. And so I partnered up with Scotty, and that has been great because we've pushed each other, and knowing again that this guy was working his butt off, that I wasn't going to slack. So this is when it goes back to Brian Tracy, no excuses. And I just kept thinking, you know what? I know he's working and I'm not working right now. I'm being a lazy butt. I'm not going to be a lazy butt. I'm going to freaking work. And so even though right now he's officially 14-star and our team was able to become a 15-star diamond team by June, so it happened 6 months after the deadline that we had set for ourselves, June 2nd, you know, he's 14-star and 15-star, he's still pushing and we're still helping each other and it's going to happen. Things may not always happen in your timeline. Like I can't tell you how many times I rewrote my timeline, but I didn't drop it. I didn't give up my goal. And I reset it, and then Kristina, if you're on, Kristina got to 15-star, and she sent me a little text message saying, "I'll see you at the February event." And I got so annoyed. Hi, Becky. I see you just joined, Becky. Hi, Kristina. Okay, so anyway, so Kristina, you annoyed me when you sent me a little loving text message saying like, girl, and it was like December, I guess, or January, I don't know what it was. You said, girl, push to be at the Superstar thing retreat in California for February. And I was just like, I'm trying, like I'm doing my best. And she was like, I don't know what you said, like, don't try, just do, make it happen or something like that, right? And I was just like, ugh, like, because you pushed that button for me because it was something that I really wanted. Becky, you just missed the whole part where I talked and loved on you. You got to listen to the recording. Hi, love. But anyway, so yeah, do a little baby voice with Becky. So anyway, so having a friend, okay, having a friend like Kristina who sent me a message to lift me up, to encourage me, like, you've got this, pushed my button because I felt like things weren't moving at the rate that I wanted them to, but I never forgot that little message. And when I saw Danielle, okay, when I saw Danielle at Jimmy's wife, Kelly's birthday shower, like both Jimmy and Danielle had, I think Danielle, you had 2 more weeks of qualification. Jimmy had just hit 15-star. I was just like, okay, Barb, come on, girl. It's time. It's time. And it's not a question of jealousy, you guys. I want to make that clear. It's not even, okay, maybe it is a question of comparing yourself a little bit to others, but guess what? You are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with or that are in your circle, right? So even if we don't hang out in our everyday lives, like here were these women in my life that I knew, and then I'm including Jimmy too, because I saw him at the party. Like here, you remember that conversation, right? Here were these women, right? So Becky, like my best friend Julie had already gotten there a long time ago. Becky, Kristina, Saudi just got there a few months, you know, before, around the same time frame as Danielle, I think. And then Danielle, like I wasn't comparing myself, but I was just like, come on, girl. Like it gave me fuel. And so what I wanted to say was, you are the average of the 5 people in your circle. Like who's in your circle? If you are surrounding yourself with people that are at the bottom, then you're in the wrong circle. And let me just tell you, you're in the wrong circle. And so I had to step up and I had to find, like I said, I had to find other success partners that were going for similar goals, that had something to contribute. Because in our team, you know, for the most part, I'm the one that's, for my group of coaches, like I was the one mentoring, and I needed to be in the company of other coaches who also had something to give me, you know, and it was reciprocal. It's like we gave each other something. Okay, so now the smackdown comes to this. Do you have a success partner? Do you have a success partner now? Okay, and if you don't, because I think many of you don't, why don't you? Go ahead and give me your excuses, because they actually are excuses. So go ahead and give me why you don't have a success partner. Okay, so what I've heard is from my coaches just at the retreat this weekend is I can't find one. Hold on. Okay, I'm a loner. Okay, so Kim, you said you're a loner. Guess what? If I don't have to leave my house, I don't leave my house. It's just the puppies my hubby, and that's about it, okay? So I'm also a loner, but your desire to change has to be stronger than your desire to just want to be by yourself, okay? And the question that I have for you is, how is that working for you? Okay, because I've done it all. And I was asking Sagi this morning, like, babe, what was the change that you saw? And he was like, really? I think that it was you getting a success partner, because you were always so used to doing everything on your own, you know, since the time that we had been together. And so that shifted for me, right? So my question for you is, why don't you have a success partner? It could be because you can't find one, because the person that you had sucked, because, you know, you wanted it more than them, because you've put out, you know, a little blurb asking for a partner and no one responded. Like, get freaking real. Like, be resourceful. Be resourceful. That is the biggest freaking tip that I have for you here. Like, stop whining and stop saying, you know, I can't find someone. There are over almost 500,000 coaches in the network, and you can't find one person that you can work with. The problem is not them. The problem is you. Like, you need to go and find that person. In our diamond group alone, I think I saw there were like 443 people. You're going to tell me that out of the 443 people, you can't find someone that has similar goals as you do. You're just not doing enough. And that's the part that drives me freaking batty, you know, because I realize too that there's only so much that we're going to talk about mentorship. We're going to get there, but there's only so much that I can do as a sponsor, you know, as a mentor. There is a part where it comes to you, where you, I mean, it's most of it, it's all you. You're responsible for your business. You're responsible for finding a success partner. Okay, I don't know people that, you know, there are groups. There's like the best of the best in the West and the West region and the Central region, and there are these calls and you have a rep. I mean, there are so many resources, okay? So you are not lacking in resources. You are lacking in resourcefulness, okay? So and Carmen, remember, I know you've been looking for a success partner. You need to look harder, and you need to find the person that is there for you. Like, stop allowing yourselves to just like give in so easily. It drives me freaking crazy. Okay. All right. So I wanted to take a step back and talk about belief in yourself. And, you know, we talked a little bit about personal development and how we are always under construction. I heard Sagi say that the other day, like, I'm always under construction. So again, it wasn't any one book that did it or any one set of affirmations. It was, and it still is, a road that is under construction. So one of the things that I really struggled with, and again, I'm really going back, is that I didn't, like, there was a part of me that just didn't believe that I could do it. You know, that I just, for some reason, like, I was able to, you know, become top 10 twice, you know, to be elite every single year since Elite started in 2009. There are only two coaches. That's one of them is me. The other one is Kristina, Dyer, who has ever been elite every single year that it started. So I've been able to achieve all these things, and yet for some reason I had this belief that 15 star was like out of my reach. And so I had to do so much personal development, not only with just Brian Tracy, constantly listening to videos. There was also something else that I did, and I'll share it with you later. I'll post the link for you guys, but they're affirmations that were created for me. That I created for me. So one of the questions that I asked myself was, what kind of leader what kind of person do I need to be in order to lead a 15-star diamond team? So I focused on my physiology, like, what was my face like? Was it like this, you know? What were my shoulders like? What was my smile like, you know? And so I had to physically become that person that would be attractive to other people, that would attract people onto their team. And so I worked on this, and I actually wrote a list of all the physiological attributes, right? I'm not talking like, you know, little mouth, big nose, or all that. I'm just talking about like the way that I carried myself, because make your body like you're depressed, or like this, right? Or you're like down, or like nobody wants to be around you. Well, if you're having poopy thoughts, you're probably going to have poopy physiology. That sounds gross, but I needed to change my posture. I needed to change the way that I was presenting myself to the world. And the next thing, so it's a triangle, you're going to draw a triangle, and so you have on the top of the triangle, or it doesn't matter what corner of the triangle, you had your physiology. Then on another part of the triangle, you have your language. What are the things that are coming out of your mouth? Okay, so I was saying things like, I can't be a 15-star diamond coach, or it's too hard, or it's going to take time away from me, or my coaches suck, or, you know, nobody wants to work, or I don't know how to recruit quality people. Okay, so I began to make a list. I actually literally made a list of all the things that I was going to begin saying, and I'm using my phone, so I can't access it, but I have them saved in my phone. And I started saying things like, I believe in my team. I believe. See, this makes me emotional because I really started to feel it. Like, I believe in my team. I believe that I have hardworking individuals. I believe that my team wants to make a difference in their lives. I believe that I am a freaking rock star coach. Like, it's so funny, right? Like, I was like, oh, cool. I'm not going to cry on this video. It's so funny. And here I am. So, you know, these affirmations, I mean, if you need any more freaking proof that they work, like, look at me. Like, something shifted in me, okay? So, it's the language. What are the things that you're saying about yourself, about your team? If you're the one that's saying, my coaches are guilty of this, and we just came from a retreat, 2 days before the retreat, they were saying, my coaches are this, my coaches are that. And I'm like, no, you suck. Right? Like, you have to change the way, you have to become better. So, you know, hopefully they're now saying, like, I believe in my team. I'm a magnet for successful people. I am surrounded by people that want to work. And so you begin to attract that. And then the next part of the triangle is your focus. Where is your focus? What are you focusing on? I am focusing on results. I am focusing on the people that want to work. I am focusing on producing diamonds, right? So Tony Robbins says, if you focus on not wanting to hit the pole, and you're driving down the road and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to hit the, I don't want to hit the pole. 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 Guess what you're going to do? You're going to hit the pole, right? But instead, if you focus on the beautiful blue sky that is there, because I'm looking at the sky right now, the beautiful blue sky that is there, your coaches that want to work, the people that are waiting for this opportunity versus what is not going right, that's where you're going to go. Wherever your focus goes, your energy goes, that's where the thing grows. I forgot what the expression is right now. Okay, so the affirmations worked for me. Personal development books, affirmations. I hired a Tony Robbins coach, and then there was another book that I want that really helped me towards the end of this 15-star journey, was Wishes Fulfilled by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And basically what I got from this book is that you have to feel the thing for it to happen, you know? And so he has one expression that is, I am that I am. So you can write it down, I am that I am, right? And at first I had a really hard time saying this, like, and now I can say it and I could really feel it, like, I am that I am. You see? It's like, I am that. And that to me was 15-star diamond. I am that I am. And now I love it. I love saying it. So go ahead and say it, guys. Like, I am that I am. And you could say it the way that you need to say it, but whatever it is that you want to be. If you want to be a loving wife, you know, I am that I am. A great mom, I am that I am. I am that I am. I'm a 15-star diamond coach. I am that I am. Okay, so you get it. But I had to feel that I was already there for that thing to happen. And it might just feel to you right now that I got a little bit like woo, hocus pocus energy, whatever. This is what worked for me, okay? Because I felt for a long, long time that I was saying, I'm a 15-star diamond coach, I'm a 15-star diamond coach, I'm part of a 15-star diamond team, but I wasn't feeling it. So it was when I began these like exercises of affirmations, of visualization, that I began to feel that thing. And one day, guys, I woke up And like, I felt it. Like, I was like, even before I was there, I actually felt it. That I was like, oh my God, like this is gonna freaking happen. Because for a long time I was doing the work to get there, but then I just wasn't feeling it, you know? And so the day that I woke up and I was just like, wow, like I see it. I woke up and I freaking felt it, and I felt it and I saw it, and I was like, this is so cool. So I highly recommend this book, the audio. I actually listened to the audio many times. Wishes Fulfilled by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And then write down that I am, and get it, you know? So as you can see, I keep repeating it, but as you can see, it's not just one book. It's not just one phrase that you're going to hear from this one coach. It's something. If I hadn't been purposefully looking for things to feed my mind and my soul, I would not. Maybe I would have gotten to 15 star, but you know, Jim Rohn says success is not about the what. It's not about the what that you become. It's not the 15 star. It's the person that you become. And so for me, as I want to say, as an overachiever, and like just in general in my life, you know, and Julie can tell you about this, like I've been top 10 and I didn't actually feel happy about it, you know, because this is a long time ago. This is back in 2010, 2011, where I've been top 10 and I didn't feel the joy of achieving the thing, because it was only about like proving something, or, you know, about achieving the thing. But I can honestly tell you that becoming a 15-star team has been just a beautiful thing because of the person that I've become. And so I really want this for you guys. I want this for you. I want you to feel that joy of being something that extends far beyond that thing. Like, great, you're a freaking 15-star, 10-star, 5-star, whatever you are, but you are an amazing, incredible mentor, coach, woman, wife. One of the things that was really, really awesome to hear Sagi say to me this morning was that, you know, one of my fears that I told you, my limiting beliefs, was that I tend to get, and Julie can tell you everything about me, but I'm just thinking of you, I'm like, I become like a bull in a china shop, okay? I can easily get blind, you know, put blinders on, and I go for a goal and I just don't see anything else, you know? And I can cause destruction like that, okay? And I have done that, and that's not the person that I want to be. And so when I started with this goal, when I made the declaration that we were going to be a 15-star diamond team, I decided that I was going to have certain hours, that I was going to continue to be a loving wife, that I wasn't going to let this goal take over my whole life. And so it was really wonderful for me to hear Sagi say that, you know, that he's like, I saw you like just taking care of him, you know, and us and our relationship. And, you know, and even though like he describes me as like, okay, I got a call. Okay, next, I got another call. And then I'd come out and hang out for, you know, an hour, or like spend time with him, be like, okay, I got one more last call. And then I'd, you know, but by 5 o'clock I was done. And so anyway, that was all part of personal development too, that I came in very clear, knowing what I wanted, who I wanted to be as a wife, and so that I didn't get lost in this pursuit of being a 15-star diamond coach. And I'm glad that I did that, because even though I had a bit of a transition, once it happened, it's like, okay, now I've got to like pay bills, I got to do this. There were other things that I had neglected. It wasn't a huge transition. And then I was able to just like move on with my life. And now I'm on to continuing to help my team build. Can someone tell me the time, by the way? Because I've got stuff to share, and I don't have a clock. But if we're all good, I'm going to continue, because I've got to get to the mentorship part. Okay, so someone tell me the time right now. Oh, okay, all right. So we can go for another 15-20 minutes, right? I really feel like I've got this stuff to share with you guys. So, okay, so as you can see, all of this has had nothing to do with mentorship until this point, right? But all of this needed to happen before I could actually even think about like starting to mentor people, because it all goes back to you. It all goes back to you guys and what you need to become and your mindset and your heart and your decisions. Whether you want to build a 2-star, 5-star, or 10-star, 15-star diamond team, it goes back to you and personal responsibility. So here I am. I've said, here I am last year, some point in the summertime, and I said, okay, this is it. I'm going to be a 15-star diamond coach. We're going to have a 15-star diamond team. Okay. So let's talk about recruiting for a second. I didn't have enough coaches to be a 15-star diamond coach. They literally did not exist. Even though I had recruited something like 9 to 10 coaches per month, I simply did not have the people on the team who were, Sagi was talking about it the other day. He's like, there are pint people and there are gallon people. I just didn't have any gallon people. It was me. It was probably me, right? My recruiting sucked. And so guess what? I just asked myself, like, okay, how can I recruit better? How can I do a better job mentoring? And that was the secret sauce. And that's the part that we're going to get to next. But I needed to say, see, I got to hold her. Mimi. So hey, girlfriend, the goal never, I got to grab her. The goal never stopped just because my list of people that were going to be, let me grab her. Hold on, guys. Hey, now I got to run after her. Okay, never mind. This one. Okay, that's okay. So the goal never changed. I just knew that I was the one that had to recruit differently. And also, okay, so I had a list of coaches, right? That I'm like, this, actually, you know what? I can even show you right now. I haven't removed my list. So there's where is it? You can't see the actual list, but I have like a big piece of paper on the wall, and my list, so the people on the right and the people on the left leg, that list changed so many times. They were people that I thought would become diamond coaches, and like I would have bet my life on it, and guess what? They freaking quit. Like they just disappeared. So if I had stopped recruiting and if I had put all my eggs in a basket, I wouldn't be here with you today as a 15-star team. So if you have a goal of being 5-star or whatever your goal is, you must keep recruiting, even if you think you've got a rock star on your hands, because that person, great, she might be a rock star, he might be a rock star, but that person is not going to make or break your business. That person might actually disappear because their child gets sick, because something happens, because they lose interest, because they are the crash and burn type, whatever it is. I had to remake my list of 15 at least 10 times, and I'm really not exaggerating, okay? So keep recruiting, guys. You cannot depend on any one person to help you get there. All right, I'm really gonna try to keep this within the hour, even though I feel like I could go on and on and on. All right, let's talk about the mentorship part, okay? Okay, this is where, Danielle, this is where you really came in when you presented at leadership. One of the things that you said was, when you were going for 15-star, because you weren't 15-star yet, you shared this big goal with the team, and that you made it a team goal. And I have to be honest with you, and Becky said the same thing, but I just didn't buy it. For a long time, I cannot do something from a place of inauthenticity. And so I would not tell my team we are going for 15-star unless I truly believed that we were going for 15-star. Okay, and so I had to understand. I think that this is the part where I get a little fuzzy because I'm still trying to verbalize it or articulate it. Here we go, I found it. Okay, because the secret missing ingredient for me was mentorship, right? Because I used to be someone that would stand on top of a mountaintop and tell people what to do, like get to diamond. I have one of my coaches, Jazz, that I told them, like, oh, 2-star, just get there. I'm like, I just didn't get it. I didn't understand why people just couldn't get there. Like no one guided me, but that's not mentorship. That's not the way most people operate. Most people, including myself now, it helps to have support. And so Somebody help me, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so I had a really hard time expressing to my team that this was a shared goal because I didn't understand in what way it was a shared goal. So this is again when personal development came back in, and I did this list of like, okay, I am a 15-star diamond coach. We are a 15-star diamond team. Who would benefit from this? Okay, so obviously I saw the first part. I saw that I would benefit, I would get the recognition, I would get the bonus, but who else would benefit? My team would benefit. How would my team benefit? My team would benefit because they would be part of a superstar diamond team. My team would benefit because I would be investing in them, helping them reach their goals. This is the freaking thing that I didn't see before because I only saw it as like this selfish thing, you know? And so once I shared this goal with the team and I said, let's go for it. I'm going to offer you mentorship. I'm going to offer you one-on-one mentorship. I'm going to offer you small group weekly calls. I will meet with your coaches. I am going to pour my energy into you so that you can achieve your goals. This isn't just about me making more money and getting the recognition. This is me investing in your life so you can be better. Did you feel me right now? Because I freaking feel it, okay? And so when I was able to present it this way, and it was truly, truly authentic and from my heart, and then I freaking lived it, and then I didn't just speak it, I lived it. I showed up. Just when we go back to the beginning of the call, where you show up and you do the things that you don't always want to do. It wasn't always easy to show up on these calls, you know, and to do back-to-back calls, but I showed up, and now that we are a 15-star diamond team, my plan and my intention is to continue supporting my coaches. As long as they keep showing up, I'm going to keep showing up. So if you have a goal, whether it's 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, 15-star, I want you to make your team a part of this goal. But remember, you have to be willing to invest in them and pour yourself into them, because that's the only way that, number one, they're going to want to do work. Number two, like number one is this is the way that it's going to be fulfilling for both you and them. And no one is going to invest just in your dream. Like if it's just about you, no one's going to invest. I wouldn't, you know, so you have to be authentic and really know that you have to give. Okay. One of the mentoring tools, okay, someone give me the time now. One of the things that I used to really help me become a better mentor, and I will post this in the group later, is the DISC, D-I-S-C, the DISC profile, and it's a Tony Robbins tool. Because of my personality, that I'm pretty much like, just get it done, and I'm not, you know, touchy-feely, I'm not super touchy-feely, relational. I had to become a better listener. I had to become a better mentor. And I asked one of my coaches, Susan, today, okay, so I'll end in like 5 minutes. Okay. I had to become a better mentor. And so Susan said, you know, before you would just tell me what to do, and then something shifted, and then we began having real communication. You began truly listening to me. And I had to become that person, guys, because naturally that's not who I am. And so the DISC profile helped me understand, and it's a free tool. The DISC profile helped me understand my own personality, and then I would have my coaches and my coaches take this DISC, so that when we would have these one-on-one calls, I would understand their thinking, understand that this coach is highly relational, that is super introverted or extroverted, that they learn with an environment that is very structured, you know, whereas my personality, it's a very high D, 99 out of 100 D. I don't need directions. I just need like the idea, and then I go. And so I expected people to be like me, and that's just not a reality. Okay. So that was a huge, huge tool. And then, so in a nutshell, with the mentorship part, and again, I think it's probably a different call, but in the mentorship part, it was really working one-on-one with my coaches that were working, okay? So I'll wrap it up with this, that in the past, I would give my time and give my time and give my time to people that said that they wanted it, but that weren't actually showing up to do the work. You know, if you're not hitting, like I would do diamond groups and be like, okay, you want diamond, but this month you didn't hit Success Club and you didn't recruit anyone, then guess what? You really don't want diamond. Or you don't want diamond now. And I'm not saying that this is not what you want, like that you don't want this, but right now you're not showing me that I should invest my time with you. And so I raised my standards. I raised my standards and I decided, okay, these are the people that I'm going to pour my energy into this. And if you don't do this, I still love you, but I just can't, I can't be part of this. Okay. So when it comes to mentorship, it's sharing the goal with the team. I used to expect people to do it on their own, but then what switched was I became a better mentor by doing one-on-one calls. I would have a small group and do a weekly call with the small group, and this continues till today. I raised my standards, and then finally I poured belief. Belief became a part of my vocabulary and of who I was, like, and I believed in my team. So I have a brand new coach, Jessica. I believe in you. I'm going to pour my energy into you. Like, you can do it. And so I just started speaking this way to my coaches, and it made a difference because then they would believe in themselves, and that would cause them to take the action. Then I would see the results, and that increased my belief, and then it just became this like cycle of like belief, and then it just kept growing and growing and growing. So that is the part of, do you have a system or outline for each coach you mentor other than just helping them with what they are struggling with? Brooke, I would love to say that I do, but my system is a notebook. And then I was with Julie the other day, and she's like, Barbie, how do you, like, this is my notebook, and I just have like random notes. So if I were to meet with you, I'd be like, Brooke, write my notes, and then just, you know, write notes. And then she's like, how do you find something? I'm like, I don't know, I just do. So I'm a disorganized person like that. Hi, Maria. Yes, believe. Okay, guys, I really could go on, but I think that I've given you enough for today. I really, really hope that you will listen to the recording of this call. I haven't gone all over the place, but I realized that my perspective has been broad, and that I've covered a lot of different topics within this big topic of becoming a better leader. And I hope that what you have seen is that it all begins with leadership of yourself. When you become a leader of yourself, then you can be a better leader to your team. So thank you so much, you guys. Thank you to my beautiful, beautiful team. I freaking love you each. And I have big, big dreams for both, for all of you, and to everyone on this call. I really hope that you will take everything that has been said today, that you will apply it, and that you will achieve all your dreams and get them done by the end of the year. All right, guys. Thank you again. Bye.